Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling something just wasn't right? Feeling like you were being controlled without even realizing it? What if I told you there is one behavior that makes you immune to manipulation? And when you do it, manipulators start to panic because they just can't figure you out. Now, stick around, because once you understand this, you will no longer be an easy target for manipulators. My name is Oyawale, and by the grace of the Almighty, I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. And on this channel, I share biblical wisdom for dealing with the scourge, the pain, and the mess of narcissistic abuse. And if you're serious about healing from narcissistic abuse, you're going to hit the subscribe button right away in order for you to become a member of this community, because this is a strong and supportive community, and we hold hands virtually in our fight against narcissistic abuse and emotional trauma. Thank you for subscribing if you just did that, because subscribing and turning on notifications means that you'll be notified when we go live, and we go live every Saturday, 12 noon WAT. We don't miss it. We discuss different aspects of narcissistic abuse during our live sessions, and I hope to see you in one of these days. Okay, let's delve into the video proper. Now, this one behavior makes you impossible to manipulate, and when you do it, they will panic. Okay, da 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 da. So what's the big reveal? Let me make it. Okay, so what's that one behavior? Now, manipulators thrive on confusion. They thrive on three things: confusion, emotional chaos, and self-doubt. Manipulators thrive on confusion, emotional chaos, and self-doubt. They want you to second guess yourself all the time. But when you do this one thing, their entire strategy crumbles, their entire strategy fails, and they don't know how to handle people who do this. It exposes them, it embarrasses them, and puts the power right back in your hands. And so what's that one behavior? What is that? Let me reveal it. Radical self-honesty. Let me repeat. Radical self-honesty. That behavior is radical self-honesty. It's not just honesty with other people, it's honesty with yourself. When you know exactly who you are, what you believe, and what your boundaries are, and how you feel, you become a fortress, you become a lioness, you become a lion. By the way, this is the first part of this video, which I call part 1. We are having the part 2 shortly, and so don't forget to watch the part 2, because the part 2 deals with the spiritual aspect, but this particular one you're watching deals with the psychological aspect. So we are talking about the psychological aspect here of that one behavior, but in the second part you're gonna watch the spiritual aspect of it. Okay, so why does this behavior send manipulators packing? Because manipulation feeds on your uncertainty. It thrives when you seek external validation or you're disconnected from your own truth. But when you're radically self-honest, manipulators can't create fog. You see clearly, you know what's right for you, and you know guilt trip, no gaslight or charm offensive can move you. Now, these are some real life examples. Let me show you. Now, for example 1 is talking about the guilt tripper. And so a toxic friend says, now I guess I just don't matter to you anymore. But instead of folding, instead of being offended, or instead of just ranting, you pause and you check in with yourself. Don't forget, that's a power move. And then you respond. Actually, you don't react, you respond, because I've told you on this channel there's a difference between reaction and responding. Okay, so you respond and say, actually, I've had to set new boundaries for my own peace. That has nothing to do with how much you matter, and that settles it. Boom. Manipulation neutralized. Now, example number 2 involves the love bomber. The first one involved the guilt tripper. Now, this one involves the love bomber. And they shower you with compliments and affection too soon, too intense, so that your head is almost swimming. But you're not flattered blindly, and you're not flattered easily. You are self-aware. Yeah, your eyes are open widely. Your eyes are open. And so you ask, why are we moving this fast? What's really happening here? The mask slips immediately and there is panic. Now, this is why this psychology works. Now, psychologically, manipulators prey on three things. Psychologically, manipulators prey on three things, and that is your desire to be liked, and that is your fear of conflict, and that is your lack of clarity about your needs. And so if you have these three things, manipulators will be able to feed on you. But if you get these things out of the way, I tell you, manipulators will no longer have a field day in your life. And so what does radical self-honesty do? Radical self-honesty disarms all the three of these things. And so with radical self-honesty, you don't need to be liked. You need to be aligned. The second one is you are not afraid of conflict. You are afraid of betraying yourself. And so instead of the need to be liked, you want to be aligned. Secondly, instead of you being afraid of conflict, you are rather afraid of betraying yourself. And the third one is instead of wondering what you need, you know what you need. And so there's no need to be confused about anything. Now, when they realize you can't be guilted, flattered, or confused, they lose interest. Manipulators lose interest because they can't act on you again, or they get desperate. Either way, you are in control. So here's how you start practicing this today. The first thing is journal your real thoughts and feelings, especially the uncomfortable ones. Yes, go there, go deep. Yes, very, very important that you do that. Also, notice where you lie to yourself to keep other people happy. Bring them out of the closet. Notice where you lie to yourself to make other people happy. And then the third thing is ask yourself daily, what do I know to be true about me today? What do I know to be true about me today? And the fourth one is start small by saying what you really mean, even if your voice shakes. Yes, you're going to be guilty. You're going to feel guilty at first. You're going to be fearful at first. Your voice may shake, but still say what you really mean, whatever, no matter what happens, even if your voice shakes. And so you don't owe anyone a version of yourself that makes them comfortable. You owe yourself the truth. Yes, you owe yourself the truth. And radical self-honesty enables you to do that. And when you commit to radical self-honesty, you become unshakable. Yeah, that's the truth. And I always talk to you about the unshakable kingdom in which we are. We belong to a kingdom whose builder and maker is God, and he's unshakable. And so we as children of God also have to be unshakable in our convictions. And radical self-honesty makes you unshakable. That's when manipulators panic, because they can't steal your power from someone. You can't steal power from someone who knows exactly who they are. And so they cannot steal your power. Now, did this hit home for you? Do let me know in the comments by typing I choose truth. Yes, I choose truth. Oyawale, I choose truth today. What about you? If you choose truth, do type it in the comments. And if you're ready to become unmanipulatable, I like the sound of that. If you're ready to become unmanipulatable, and then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you want to become unmanipulatable, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, and also like this video, because when you do, you're telling YouTube the kind of content to recommend to you. And also share this video with a friend. Be the reason why someone escapes the trap of manipulators. And also leave a comment, like I earlier said, with I choose truth. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot, and I'll see you in my next.